I see your Korean is taking off, Nick. So welcome, welcome. Yeah, the Hanwha and Lotte game for today was canceled. So tomorrow I was going to do the SSG versus KT game. Since this game is going on, I decided to switch. did did the lady tell you not to do that? All right. So I think I got the lineups up and fixed again. It was a very rushed deal today, as I wasn't. Oh, Papago, good old Papago. So yeah. So I decided to do this game because I think this is a better game than the 8 versus 10 of Doosan versus of Kium in the Dome. So I'll do today. I'll do SSG versus Kia, and then Thursday and Friday I'll knock out the two Hanwha Lotte games. So Owan Suk on the mound. Owan Suk again was formerly a SSG. He played for SSG last year. He was in a trade, 1-for-1 trade with Kim Min, who is now in the bullpen for SSG. He's pitching actually extremely well in the bullpen. Owan Suk, though, is pitching also very well as a starter, as that is not going to help, as that is way upstairs, and it's ball one. So Shea Ji Hoon steps in 274 on the season. Again, SSG's offense has been what you would call poopy, I think is the politically correct term. It's been awful. They did get a win to break their 6-game losing streak on Sunday, but that was against a bullpen pitcher. Oh, the 1-1 that's going to be chopped right back up the middle, and they will have a leadoff runner on, and there goes the no hitter. There goes the perfect game, and well, yeah, it was fun while it lasted, ladies and gentlemen. That brings up Kim Sung Hyun. And I don't know why he was taken out of the leadoff spot to begin with. It didn't make any sense. Now that he's back up there, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. As here we go, and again, Kim Sung Hyun steps in. He's playing second today. They've been basically a revolving door of anybody that has a pulse that might be able to get a hit, as that is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Their offense has not been good, not been good at all. Jung Jun Jae was hitting well in that at seconds, but he's not in there today. They're going basically righty lefty matchup. Oh Suk is a lefty. Both pitchers today, both starters today are lefties. Kang Bae Ko not in the lineup today. I need to check, and I've been waiting for them to update everything and see if he's even on the roster. No, he is not. So he is obviously injured again, as usual. So that is on the outside corner, and it's 0-2. So Kang Bae-ko not DHing, not with the first team, which means that Moon Song Chul will DH and Wang Jae-gyun will play first. And they don't really have a position for him, as Ha Kyung-min signed in the offseason, kind of took over at third base. A much bigger improvement there. And the 0-2 is fouled away, and it stays 0-2. They did just sign a temporary replacement, Mr. McBroom. They finally officially announced. And so I'm not sure when he will be here. He's a right fielder and a first baseman, which are two positions that they aren't necessarily struggling with. And that will be a stolen base, something to definitely look at, because again, the guy behind the plate is the worst. As apparently that was a strike. I didn't realize it was. Apparently that was a strike. So that'll be a strikeouts, but a stolen base And that's his first strikeout of the day, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Otegon steps in and they check over at second base. He is easily in there. I'm going to mess this up. On the mound is O Suk. At second base is O Suk. So I will definitely be messing that up multiple times today. I'll just warn you now, as that is outside and it's 1-0. Yeah, I saw that. I try to look at some of his stats, but I've just been absolutely swamped with everything going on in my life. So here comes the 1-0 pitch right down the middle, and it's 1-1. Well, on Suck on the mound today. 4 games, he has a 3.38 ERA. Both pitchers very, very, very similar. You'll notice this whenever I talk about Kim Kwon Hyun, who when he takes the mound. That misses, and it's 2-1. 3.38 ERA, 2-1 on the season, 21 innings. Opponents are hitting 183 against him. I talked about this in my preseason preview. I thought he made KT have one of the best starting rotations in the league. And I thought he was vastly, vastly underrated, and they were looking way past him as a starter. I think once he got out of SSG's mitts that he was going to be able to pitch much better, and he really has. He had 21 strikeouts. Has walked 14 guys, though, so he will walk a few. And here comes the 2-2 as that is in the dirt. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got our first full count. It did take 3 batters this time. Hanyu Sum on deck there. Alrighty, the 3-2 pitch to Mr. Tagon. And a swing into the mitts, and that will be strikeouts number 2 on the day, and 2 away. Right into the mitts, and he held on to it. And we've got 2 away now. 2 strikeouts here, a leadoff single, a stolen base, and 2 Ks. And the offense for them is awful. They're missing their 2 best offensive players, as that is in there for a strike on the inside corner to Hanyu Som. Hanyu Som, 225 in on the season. He has not been hitting well. He's really hit that curve, that age curve. He's at the point now where it's no longer a downward slope. It's more of a someone pull the parachute so it doesn't drop so fast. As that is popped up, second baseman out on the grass, doing a little footwork, and he makes the catch, and that'll be 3 away. We'll go to the bottom of the first. It's 0-0. Leadoff single, a stolen base, and nothing comes of it. As they go 0 for 3 with runners on base, and 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position, stranding their first base runner. 14 pitches there in that first inning for Olan Suk. Gets out of that nicely after the leadoff single. Now, as far as KT, again, they are missing Kang Bae-ko on offense, so obviously there's going to be a little bit of issues. But with a lefty on the mound, they're going to mainly start right-handed hitters. So, hey, I said bottom. There we go. All right, Kim Kwon-hyun out on the mound, 3.38 ERA. Like I said, these two have very, very similar numbers. Both of them have a 3.38 ERA. Kim Kwon-hyun's 5 games, 1-2, versus Oh Suk, who is 4 games in 2-1. 252 batting average against, 11 walks, 27 strikeouts. So he does strike out a little bit more, giving up 10 runs, 10, all of them earned. Then a 1.31 whip versus a 1.13 whip for Oh Suk, and a 3 home runs from Kim Kwon-hyun and 3 home runs for Owan Sok. So very, very similar numbers wise. Obviously, a big difference in years. Kim Kwon Yun, spent time with St. Louis. Would have probably stayed in St. Louis, except for uh, the Corona issues. So because of that, he ended up coming back to Korea as I believe the highest paid player in the league. And we'll see what he's got today. He did not have a good season. He did not have a good last outing against Hanwha. And the first pitch there is a ball, and it's 1-0. So Rojas only hitting 227. He has improved quite a bit, as that is also a ball, and it's a 2-0. So his last outing against Hanwha was a rough one to say. 5 innings, 74 pitches, 7 hits, 2 home runs. That is a swing and a miss at a ball way below the zone, and it's 1-2. So walked one, struck out four, but gave up 5 runs in those 5 innings. That was his most recent loss. He also lost against Kium earlier this year. That is fouled away, and it's 2-2. As far as he has pitched against Kium this year, he pitched well against Kium. 1 game, 5 innings. He only gave up 1 run, but he had a 160 whip and they hit 263 against him. So it seems more of he didn't strike out a lot, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. So it seemed more, the numbers should have shown a higher than a 180 ERA, as that is low in the dirts, and that is going to be a full count to Mr. Rojas. And there we go. A quick. All right, the 3-2 pitch. That's going to be chopped foul, and we'll have another 3-2 pitch. Good morning, Daniel. Welcome, welcome. And the 3-2 is way over the zone, and that will be ball 4, and he walks the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the first. Again, he had the worst season of his career last year. SSG earlier in the season was in second place. Again, they were my preseason pick to finish 9th in the league. I don't think they have pitching. I don't think they have bullpen. I don't think they have hitting. Maybe they have some base running, I guess. Maybe. I don't know what they do well. I really don't have any idea what they possibly do well. And here we go. Kim Min Hyuk steps in and he drops down the bunts, but it is foul because why wouldn't you drop down a bunt here? Get a good look at one of my top 3 least favorite or top 4 least favorite managers in the league. He's in the top 5. He's not in the top 3, as that is way outside 1-1. And outside again, and it's 2-1. I do too. I don't. I really would like to be streaming Hanwha versus Lotte as you look in the stands and there's nobody at the game. Maybe I should just become a KT fan so I can go to the games easily. And that's going to be a ground ball past the diving first baseman. Rojas is going to round first and chug it into third. And they'll have runners on the corner with nobody out. And there goes the no hitter, ladies and gentlemen. Not the start that Kim Hwan Yun was looking for. And I just don't see him being a last year he didn't have great numbers. In the spring he didn't have great numbers. He had great numbers to start this season, but I just don't see him being a one of the top Korean pitchers in the league anymore. I think he's at that point where he's lost it. I don't know if there's any other way to say it. Kim Min-hyuk with a 5-game hitting streak now. All right, that's going to bring up Ha Kyung-min, one of the best hitters in the league. 310 on the season. Doesn't strike out a lot, and everybody loves a spectacled player. Yep. He's the one that they threw the money at him after he came back from MLB, and they did win a championship with him. So to me, I think it was probably a good amount of money. It was worth it, but they just don't have anybody to score enough runs to make up for his declining pitching, as that is going to be a single over the head of the shortstop. He cuts it off over at left field, but that'll be moving the runners up, and first and third once again as Ha Kyung-min comes through with a single. Kim Min-hyuk moves over to third base, and they'll have runners on the corners with that's right, what we like to call 0 outs. Gonna be a long day. Gonna be a long season for SSG, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Nick, you paying attention? Kenny, you paying attention? Steve, Daniel, you guys paying attention? I gotta show you something. Ready? The greatest uniform ever. I love this uniform. Little KT Wiz 80s style pixelated Nintendo 8 bits. Definitely the best uniform in the KBO. No questions. On my pixelated patch. Pixelated, whatever this is. Dory, I think is the name. Alrighty. Jang Sung-woo steps in. The catcher. A Butterfinger bar? I don't know about that. Jang Sung-woo hitting a 203. 네. 한국 야구 좋아해요. And that's in there for a strike on the bottom outside corner, and it's 0-2. 저는 미국 사람이에요. 근데 한국에 살아요. Alrighty, the 0-2 pitch. Sets up on the outside, throws it in the dirt, and that's going to make it 1-2. 어떤 팀 좋아해요? You go. And he goes around. And now he is below the Mendoza line. LG? You go. LG? Finally gets the first out, and we'll have the number 5 hitter, Moon Sang Chol, stepping in. Soleil Salayo? No, he's not. The fact that he's still on the team is amazing. I think he's the captain, as that is in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. Moon Sang Chol hitting 222, 286 with runners in scoring position, though. 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Looking for RBI number 3, but that is low when it's 1-1. All righty, here comes the 1-1 pitch to Moonsong Cho. 1-1. 근데 제가 좋아하는 팀 없어요. 그냥 KBO 좋아해요. All right, the 1-2 pitch. 20 pitches already for Kim Kwon-hyun here in the first inning. 304 in his career against Kim Kwon-hyun, and he went around. They are swinging at everything in the dirts, as they've now 2 strikeouts with pitches in the dirts with runners on first and third. He has got it working today. As far as pitch count or pitches, Kim Kwon-hyun, slider is his most used pitch, 42% of the time. From there, fastball, four-seam fastball, 23% of the time. And then a curveball and a changeup. Very same pitches as Oh Suk. Again, most of them are all going to throw the same pitches. As that is way up high, and it's 1-0. So Wang Jae-gyun steps in, playing first base today. Kim Kwon-hyun at 2,205 innings, and now he is fourth all time. 179 on the season for Wang Jae-gyun, another guy that is nearing the end of his career. That is one of the things with KT. KT has a lot of, they don't have a lot of new young guys. Wang Jae-gyun is a senior citizen. Jang Sung-woo is a senior citizen. Bae Jung-dae is a senior citizen. They really have a lot of old guys. That is a strike in there at the top of the zone, and it's 2-1. And then Kim Sang-soo, their second baseman, shortstop, is also old. So they've got another 1, maybe 2 years before they are going to have to do some massive changes. SSG is just even older than that. That is up high, and it's 3-1 now. SSG, Kim Kwon-hyun is one of the older players in the league. Han Yu-sum has been around. I talked about him whenever he was up to bat. Chae Jung just signed the big contract, but he's injured. And then, you just have a lot of guys that are not young. That are young guys, have not developed at all. As here comes the 3-1 pitch, and he pops him up. Catcher and third baseman are running, but gets out of play as the catcher knocks over the camera equipment, and we'll have a 3-2 count. Owan Suk over there warming up with Go Young Pyo. And the 3-2 is slow roller. Catcher grabs it and slips and falls, and that is going to score a run. As that is the way SSG's career and life are going right now. Once out in front of the mound, and the catcher, or out in front of the plate, the catcher goes out, grabs it, but as he's grabbing it, he slips on the ground and is not able to make the play, as Kim Min-hyuk is going to come home to score. I don't know what they'll score that. I would think that they would score an error, but again, this is the KBO. So, he is definitely on first base. So they'll have runners on, looks like first and second now. I'm still waiting on the official score on that. 27 pitches now for Kim Kwon-hyun here in the bottom of the first inning. And the bullpen for SSG is not good. just sliding right past it. Looked like he was a little soccer slide. As the rain is coming down still. I can't believe they played this again. I was ready to stream the Kium game, but then I saw that this game was still being played. So I was like, well, this has got to be a better game. And a swing and a miss there from Bae Jung Dae. They check back over at second. Oh, sorry, Jang Jun Wan, not Bae Jung Dae. Still waiting. Oh, they are going to give him an infield single and an RBI. All the money in the world and all the passion from the guy at the top of SSG is not going to help them when they have a manager that doesn't know how to manage and a team of old guys. As the 1-1. Hog Young Min at second, so Wang Jae Gyun over at first. Jang Jun Won is going to ground that right to the shortstop, throws to seconds. And that 6-4 will end the first, but not before they get 2 runs on 3 hits. We will go to the top of the second. It's 2-0 SSG. They almost bat around. Not a good start for SSG. Single to start the game, and then immediately a stolen base, followed by 2 strikeouts and a pop fly. And 30 pitches there for Kim Kwon-hyun. 30 pitches in the first inning with a bullpen that is not very good. SSG will have Pak Song or Pak Song Han leading things off here in the top of the second. They'll have 5, 6, 7 coming up. Seeing if they'll even be able to get this whole game in. Looking at the radar, I'll do that real quick. Do a little radar check. So they are playing in Suwon, and like I'm looking at the radar for Suwon, and here it is. Just it doesn't look like it looks like it's raining, but if you look, there's no rain. Suwon is right here. There's no rain on the radar at all. Do they got the game on? Which game do they got on? The 1-0 pitch outside at 2-0. I guess he threw 15 pitches in the first. All right, 243 on the season for Pak Sung Han, and that just catches the inside corner, and it's 2-1. You need to tell him. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, you need to tell him to put my stream on live broadcast the English into the bar. All righty, here comes the 2-1 pitch. That is ripped, but it's foul, and it'll be 2-2. Yeah, because was it Kia Samsung was canceled, so NC and LG tied up at deuces. All righty, here we go. Top of the second, 2-2 pitch, 2-0 count, or 2-2 count, and that is real wide and a full count, second full count of the day for SSG. Thought that was the Hanwha head cheerleader for a second when I looked up from my notes here. Alrighty, the 3-2 pitch. And a ugly looking swing, but it would have been a strike anyway. And that is his third strikeout of the day and one away on a, I don't know what that kind of swing was. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, some of the, and a lot of the commercials, especially if you're at a, a sports bar, a lot of those commercials are all about eating chicken or whatever. I wouldn't want to advertise for other places. Because apparently there was a ball before or a strike before we got to that pitch that I just saw. I don't know if there's a pitch clock violation or what, but here comes the 1-1 pitch to Go Myung Jun. I got him up. And that's outside at 2-1. So Go Myung Jun at 282 on the season. He has been hitting much better as of late. I did stream a lot of SSG games last week. So 391 last year is he's on one of the only ones hitting. That's a swing and a miss there, and it's 2-2. So he's one of the only ones hitting. So what do? What every good manager does is they move him down in the lineup. Maybe they'll ask him to bunch later. Who knows? As that is low, and it's 3-2. Another full count. Third one. Thank you, whoever's doing that. And Go Myung Jun is one of the only guys on the team hitting. They moved him down. Earlier this week, Choi Ji-hoon goes 3 for 5, and they move him down in the lineup. Again, this manager doesn't know what he's doing. It's his last year, as that has popped up. Catcher makes the sliding catch as the first baseman should just get up and keep walking into the dugout because that was his pitch. That was his ball to catch. But instead, he lets the catcher with the hardest glove to catch anything with make a sliding catch. What an awful play by the first baseman, and what a lucky play by the catcher. As that was awful, awful first baseman right there. Makes the sliding catch as the first baseman with the biggest mitts is just standing there looking at him. Wow. All right. Well, we've got 2 outs now. And Che Junu steps in, looks at strike one at the top of the zone, and it's 0-1. So 176 again. A very telltale sign of how good your team is doing offensively. 네. 근데 아이콘 보여. The profile 사진. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. 신구장 갔어요? Alrighty, here comes the 1-2 pitch. That's up on the outside. An ugly looking swing and a miss. And that will be another strikeout. That's his 4th one. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's 2-0 KT. KT will have their 8-9-1 hitters coming up. As they go 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 네, 한국말 해요. 더 편하면 괜찮아요. That was an absolutely ugly swing. Again, you have your number 8 hitter, 7 hitter, as your DH. That says so much about your offense that, the guy that you have hitting, it says so much about your offense and your defense and your entire team if your DH is batting in the 7th spot. You better either be scoring 40 runs a game or rethinking your management abilities. If your DH is hitting in below the 6 spots, you have an offensive problem. Your DH should obviously be in the top 5 spots in the lineup, no matter what. Then also, if your DH is hitting a $170, like he's not playing offense, he's not playing defense. What what is he doing on the team? Is he there for moral support? Does he give good high fives or what? Because I'm not sure what else he could be there for. No, Kim Kwon-hyun, 30 pitches in his first inning. Again, they're replaying this because that was such an awful play by the first baseman. Awful play by the first baseman. As that just catches the top of the zone. Like a Skyline video or like a Nissan Skyline video? The TV Guide channel? Surprised they don't have the NC-LG game on. As the 0-2 pitch outside, and it's 1-2. No, Baejung Dae and lifts that one into the outfield. That is going to split the defenders, and off the top of the wall, he'll cruise into second base with a leadoff double here in the top of the second or bottom of the second inning. And once again, they've got the leadoff batter on base, and Kim Kwon-hyun is struggling. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Oh Yoon-suk. Oh. Is it at least a Korean skyline, or is it just like a random? Oh man, I've been coughing so much lately. I'm gonna have to start taking up smoking just to have an excuse. Alrighty, here we go. Oh Yoon-suk, and he will try to bunt him over to third because you're up 2. You got a guy who's not pitching well. So definitely a great idea to give an up and outs. As he pops the bunt up, Kim Kwon-hyun is going to have to throw to first, and that will be a sacrifice. Move him over to third base, but they give up an outs. Almost popped it up. Almost popped up the bunts, and Kim Kwon-hyun, if he was about 2 years younger, he probably would have tried to make a diving play on that. All right, so 1 away now. As they flip the lineup back over, Rojas walked and scored a run in his first at-bats. Looks it's a ball 1. And it's 1-0. And low, ball 2, 2-0. Rojas has been hitting better lately after a very, very, very slow start. At least a 5-game hitting streak to bump his average up to 227. He's only hitting 133 with runners in scoring position, though. 133. Ouch. As that is upstairs, and it's 3-0. He is content on walking if he needs to. All right, the 3-0 pitch in there for a strike at the top of the zone, and it's 3-1 now. 133 with runners in scoring position. 2 home runs, though. 6 RBIs. What is he at now? I think he had two homers on, I believe, Saturday, one for both sides. And here comes the 3-1. That is way up high, and he will be on base for the second straight inning with a walk. That brings up Kim Min-hyuk, who singled in his first at-bat, so he's looking to single again to up this KT lead. And KT is a team that normally starts really slow. The fact that they are in third right now with their normal slow start does not bode well for a lot of other teams. They have not actually been playing well. They've been led by their pitching staff. All right. The most tatted player in the league, I believe, is that's going to be a ground ball to the second baseman. 6-3 double play. 4-6-3 double play. That will end the inning. We'll go to the third. It's 2-0 KT. That is not what you want. A slow ground ball. SSG 타격 없어요. 타격자 없어요. 레리아 없어요. 최정 없어요. 이지영 없어요. Much better the inning there from Kim Kwon-hyun, as he only threw 11 pitches, leaves him at 41 now. A lovely sacrifice bunt. It'll be tomorrow, though. All right, so SSG will have 8 and 9 hitters coming up. Oops, wrong side. There we go. We'll have Suk Jung-woo will lead things off against Oh Suk. Oh Suk already 4 strikeouts. We'll do tomorrow though. That's why I'm doing the this game SSG versus KT today, so that I can do Hanwha versus Lotte tomorrow and Wednesday. As here comes the first pitch, and it catches the bottom corner, and it's 0-1. Suk Jung-woo, a 333 on the season, playing third base today, as Park Ji-won could not get it done, as that is going to be lifted into right field. Rojas trailing back, and 1 away. All right, that brings up the catcher, Jo Hyung-woo. Jo Hyung-woo. And that is ripped, but right at the left fielder, and that is a 2 away. 1 pitch, 1 out. Flip the lineup back around, and that'll bring up Chae Ji-hoon. Chae Ji-hoon, the only base runner so far for. He's thrown 3 pitches. He's gotten 2 outs, and that'll bring up Chae Ji-hoon. And Chae Ji-hoon again led off the game with a single and a stolen base. And that is in there for a strike. No strike on the old K zone though. So 1 for 1 on the day with stolen base, but then was left over there at second as he fouls that away, and it's 0-2. All right, left-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. Are we going to have a 0-2 count thrown over into the other batter's box? Here comes. Let's check. And it was outside, but it would have caught the corner, and it's fouled away. 0-2. Owen Suck 300 now on the ERA. Again, both pitchers started with a 3.38 ERA. It is not going to be the end the same way. Owen Suck, a lot of SSG uniforms that is bounced in the dirt, and it's 1-2. Che Ji-hoon, 282 average now on the season after his single back in the first. On Suk, no strikeouts yet this inning. He's got 4, 2 in the first, 2 in the second. Obviously, well, I guess he could get 2 in the third. And the 1-2 catches the top of the zone and watches it just drop in there for strikeouts number 5, and we'll go to the bottom of the third. It's 2-0 SSG. And Dolan Suck is a what you would call a cruising. Hog Young Mean will lead things off. A very, very efficient inning there for 8 pitches. Brings his total for the day to 39. SSG fans had to be thinking, oh, we've got Kim Kwon-hyun on the mound. He's pitching much better this year. We got Che Ji-hoon leading off the game with a single and a stolen base. And then they're over the game after that with 5 strikeouts. All right, we should be just about that. All right, Hog Young Mean leads things off here in the bottom of the third for KT. They've already got a 2-0 lead, a single and an RBI in his first at bat. Looks at ball 1 way outside, and it's 1-0. 1 for 1 on the day. Single RBI was stranded on the base pass, though, after the first 3 batters in the first led off with a got on base, as that's in there for strike right down the middle, 1-1. Very, very, very few fans in attendance. I mean, this looks like 2021 fan attendance, as that is a swing and a miss, and it's a 1-2 now. I would love to see what the official attendance is of this game. Moonhawk is one of the largest stadiums, or sorry, KT, one of the bigger stadiums, 20,000, as that's going to be a little single right up the middle. A heck of an attempt by the second baseman, as it was a slow little bloop. The second baseman wasn't going to be able to make the play, so he tried to, like, off the bounce, slap it to the shortstop to throw, but not able to get it done, as that is his 2,000th hit of his career. He knew he wouldn't be able to make the throw, so he just tried to flip it back in. The shortstop grabbed it, but Hog Young Mean isn't that slow. Oh, once again, for the third straight inning, they've got the leadoff runner on base. That's going to bring up Jang Sung-woo, who lines it to the shortstop, and that will be 1 away. I feel like Bob Uecker. Fly ball. Caught. Alrighty, that brings up Moonsong Cho, who rips it past the diving third baseman, and he's got himself a single today. And they've got runners on first and second with 1 away, as that will bring up a number 6 hitter, Wong Jae Gyun, who had a swant single his first inning, or his first at bat, a swant single RBI. Not a good jump on that ball by the third baseman. Kim Kwon-hyun does not look impressed with his defense, ladies and gentlemen. Alrighty, 47 pitches already. That brings up Wong Jae-gyun, who rips it foul, but out of play, and it's 0-1. 1 for 1 with an RBI. Swanson his first at bat back in the first inning, and brings him up to maybe a $180 on the season. I'm not sure exactly. He's probably cried more than 180 times during the season already. As that is way up high, 1-1. Some players you don't know, but you don't root for them. He would be one of them, ladies and gentlemen. Former Lotte and San Francisco Giant legend. As that is low, and it's 2-1. And there we go. Rips into the right field. And is he going to bring a run home? It will not, as he will hold him over at third. And they will have the bases loaded. Another hits, another hits, another hits, and another hits. And how long do you leave Kim Kwon-hyun out there? I mean, you take him out, and then you're just going to end up having issues by bringing in your bullpen. A great throw by Han Yu-sum holds them up at third. A wise decision by the third base coach. So bases loaded, 1 out. Jang Jun-won, who grounded into a 6-4 putout back in the first inning to end the first inning. And a swing and a miss there, and it's 0-1. A big swing, no ding. This year are 0 for 3 with the bases loaded. It does have a walk, and that's a big swing and a miss on the curveball, and it's 0-2 now. Beautiful curveball. All right, the 0-2 pitch. Bases loaded. And that's going to be a slow runner for 6-3 double play, and that's will end the inning. They leave the bases loaded. I guess they left 2 on technically. That is 5 now that KT has left on base since the start of the game. 3 innings, 5 base runners left on. We'll go to the 4th inning. It's 2-0 KT. Both teams rough there with inning 4-6-3 double plays. Rough, rough, rough. Double play really helps him out again with his pitch count. 54 pitches, so only 13 in that inning. 30 in the first inning, 24 in the last two, versus Owan Suck, of course, who has 39 pitches through 3 innings after his 8-pitch inning last inning. It ain't over till it's over. It ain't over till it's over. Dun, dun. Did you sometimes? Did you sometimes? All right, top of the fourth. Leading things off will be Kim Sung Hyun struck out in his first at bat. Looks at strike one there. I'll have 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. And the 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Has a big glove for a pitcher. And the 0-2 in the dirt on the outside, and it's 1-2. Down, down, down. Right, the 1-2 pitch, and that's going to be chopped to the shortstop. Grabs it, throws across the diamond, and horrible footwork by the first baseman, but he gets him out. As the first baseman almost falls down by catching a routine throw from the shortstop. There's a reason why they try to put him at short at first, but they're like, nope, that ain't gonna work. Then they try to put him at second. Nope, that ain't gonna work. They try to put him at third. Nope, that ain't gonna work. They're gonna try to put him at third or the outfield. Nope, that don't work. So now he's basically on the team because he gets paid too much to not be on the team. That is a strike at the bottom of the zone to Ote Gone. Ooh, that one with that rhyme too. That was sweet. As that is a strike at the top of the zone to Ote Gone. All right. 0-2 pitch. See if they throw it in the dirt like they did last at bats. Nope. As that's going to blow it past them for strikeouts number 6. And a 2 away. As they are not afraid of his bat at all, as they have just challenged him twice now. 2 strikeouts on the day. So common to see that pitch thrown in the other batter's box. And he just blew it right past him. He was not expecting that. He turned and looked. He's like, whoa. Did we piss you off by trading you? There we go. And that is in there for a strike to Han Yu-sung. 47 pitches now for Oh-won Suk. And then the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2. Han Yu-sung popped up to the second baseman in the first inning. 0 for 1 on the day. And 0-3 is this swing and a miss, and strikeouts number 7 means we'll go to the bottom of the fourth. It's SSG 0, but they do have a hits, and KT 4. No, 2. I don't even know how to count anymore. They have 7 hits. Sorry. Another quick inning there for Oh-won Suk, because he did throw 10 whole pitches that inning. as he's now got 7 strikeouts, 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 2 in the fourth, making SSG really regret trading him. As I'm sure Owan Suk is happy to be out of Incheon with a team that is headed in the correct direction. Leading things off for KT will be Bae Jung Dae down in the ninth or the 8th spot. He doubled in his first at bats. Elsewhere around the league, let's check on some scores, shall we? LG's up 3-2 against NC. With NC's got a leadoff double in the top of the fourth. So LG scored 2 in the first. NC tied it at the top of the second with 2, and then LG took the lead back at the bottom of the second. Looks like Austin Dean had another home run, a 2-run shot in the first inning. NC so Soho Chol with a 2-run shot in the top of the second. Hume up 4-0 against Doosan. With Puig with a 2-run shot, it looks like. Doosan does have 2 hits. All right, Kim Guan-hyun back out there. All 3 innings have started with a base runner for KT. Can he stop it? There's a swing and a miss there, and it's 0-1. I don't know what channel it's on. Tomorrow it's on, it should be on KBS. There's a swing and a miss there on a pitch way outside, and it's 0-2. See if they go back to that pitch way outside. Just throw it in the dirt. He does not throw it in the dirts, but that is going to be a strikeout. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first time SSG has retired KT to start an inning. They started with a walk, a single, and a single in the first. They started with a double in the second. They started with a single back in the third, and here they started with a strikeouts, 3-pitch strikeouts, and that is really, really what he needs. Is here comes another strike in there too. Oh Yoon Suk, 0 for the day. As his one at bat was a sacrifice bunt that scored 0 runs. As that is a strike at the bottom of the zone, and Kim Kwon-hyun is not messing around. He is just saying, "Give me the ball. Let me throw some strikes. Let's get this pitch count down, and maybe we can actually get a hit or 2 hits in 1 inning." As that is in the dirt, and 1 and 2. There goes the immaculate inning, ladies and gentlemen. I was ready for it. I was ready for it. I was excited. All right, the 1-2 pitch, 60 pitches now for Kim Kwon-hyun. Oh Yoon Suk watches it as it catches the outside corner, and that is 2 away on 2 strikeouts here in the bottom of the fourth. That flips the lineup back up to Rojas. Rojas 0 for the day, but he's got 2 walks and a run scored, as he has not had an official at bat yet. And that's in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. He, I don't know if he figured something out, but he is drilling the bottom of that zone. And here comes the 0-1. It lays off of it, and it's 1-1 as he wasn't chasing that 55-footer. Right, the 1-1 pitch to Rojas. And a swing and a miss as he was really fooled on that curveball. Curveball or slider? Can't see their hands. All right, here comes the 1-2 pitch. Bounces in the dirt, and that is going to be 2-2. 5-game hitting streak for Rojas. Started against Kia. He's looking to extend that. Obviously, he's been on base twice, but no hits to beat. It was a curveball. That was a fastball in the dirt, by the way. All righty, here comes the 2-2 pitch. And chops that one. A third baseman makes the play, throws across, and 1-2-3 go the KT Wiz for the first time today. And that will help SSG not having to go to the bullpen this inning. 1-2-3 for the first time. Is that's also the first time that they retired the leadoff batter. Very, very effective inning there. 66 pitches, 12 in that one. So 30 in the first inning, and then 11 in the second, 13 in the third, and 12 in the fourth inning. So his pitch count is now at 66. So he's sitting much, much nicer as far as pitch counts and having to worry about that. So leading off for SSG will be the number 5 hitter, Pak Song Han. And obviously, Owan Suk is still out there, unless there's something really strange happening. I hate watching. I hate when they do that, when they show a bunch of replays. Kim Chong-kyu getting beat up today. He's already given up 4 runs here in the fourth inning. As he gave up 4 runs total in his other 4 starts. 3.2 innings. He's given up 7 hits and 1 homer for 4 runs, only 2 strikeouts. LG's pitching staff is coming back down to earth, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Owan Suk back out there. 49 pitches through the fourth inning. And that is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. I'm sorry, 0-1. He has tied his career high already with 7 strikeouts and only 50 pitches. And the 0-1 lifted into left field. Kim Min-hyuk over and stops, and then has to start picking his feet back up. That is 1 away. That Cuevas, the 3.52 ERA, is up there at the top, but Owan Suk now at 2.81 with his how he's done today. Jesus 101, second in the league with a 101 ERA just behind Nail. So Go Myung-jun steps in and he fouls that one away, and it's 0-1. So they've got the nice thing for KT is their starting rotation has 2 lefties, 2 righties, and a sidearmer. As that's going to be a ground ball to the second baseman. He's going to have to hurry a little as he throws, and it's in time. 2 away. A little way out in front of that, a soft little roller to the second baseman. That brings up the DH, Che Jun-woo, as that man is starting his weekend early. A Suwon shake is what we're going to call that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the ball 1 way up high. The close cousin of the Harlem Shake. And here comes the 1-0 pitch in the dirt, and it's 2-0. Che Jun-woo, again, DHing, struck out in his first at-bat to end the second inning, and then he's hitting about $165 on the season. Oh, sorry, buck 67. I don't want to cheat him, as that is way outside, and it's 3-0. Do not walk the 167 hitter on 4 pitches, man. That is just going to anger the baseball gods. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. Just catches the outside corner, and it's 3-1. Okay, now you can walk him. And there you go, his first walk of the day. And that puts the 167 hitting DH on the bases. That's their first base runner since the leadoff single by Che Hoon. Man, I really gotta start smoking. All right, so Suk Jung Woo steps in. He flew out to right field in his last at bat, his only at bat. He's 0 for 1 on the day, and that's just misses in the inside, and it's 1-0. Had to wait on that call because it was that close. That is also a ball, and it's 2-0. Is Olon Suk seems to be struggling with the command a little bit here in the top of the 5th inning. Gonna go back to the old big old rosin bag. And that will bring out the pitching coach. He's only at 60 pitches. So it's not like he, doesn't it's not like he's not a starter. His last outing against Kia, 85 pitches in 6 innings. The outing before that against NC, he threw let's see here. He threw 81 pitches in 6 innings, and the one before that's 99 pitches, but that was in 4 1/3 innings, so that was not a quality start there. And then the one before that is 92 in 5 innings, so that is another ball, and it's now 3-0. Running into issues at the bottom of this lineup again. 2 quick outs, and then a walk to the DH hitting in the 7 spots, and that is in the middle of the plate for a strike. But again, both strikes he's thrown have been get me over fastballs on 3-0 counts. Oh for 1 on the day with a fly out to right, and that is a swing and a miss as he finally gets a swing there, and that runs the count full. 4th full count of the day for SSG. They struck out in 2 of them and popped up to the catcher in the other one. They're 0 for 3 on full counts. This will be pitch number 15 of the inning. And misses inside, and he walks him. He's now walked 2 runners back to back. The 7 and 8 hitters, a combined 300 batting average, ladies and gentlemen. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter. Is he going to walk him too? Joe Byung-woo, the catcher, will step in. He lined out to left field in his first at bats. He 1 pitch or 2 pitches or something like that. That misses the bottom of the zone, but that was not a bad miss. That just missed the bottom. It wasn't a really bad looking pitch. The 1-0 pitch sets up right down the middle and catches the bottom of the zone, and it's 1-1 now. Here comes pitch number 67, ladies and gentlemen, the greatest pitch of the game. Gonna be a strike. And the 1-1 is not a strike. 2-1. That's not good mojo, man. You got to throw strikes on pitch number 67. It's the rules. It's like bunting with a runner on first and second and nobody out. You got to follow the rules. All right, the 2-1 pitch. That one is going to be a little soft liner into center field, and that is going to bring one run in as he is going to have himself an RBI single. And SSG is finally on the board, ladies and gentlemen. They finally get another hit, their second hit of the day, as the bottom of the order comes through big. The bottom of the order coming up with 2 walks and a single. We'll see if anybody at the top of the lineup can actually do anything. 2 quick outs, and then a walk, and a single is giving SSG a little bit of life. 19 pitches now in this 5th inning for Owan Suk. Che Ji-hoon steps in, looks at strike 1, and it's 0-1. So runners on first and third. Did not realize he went all the way to third. And a swing and a miss at a pitch right on the very top of the plate, and that is 0-2. ERA's bumped up now to 3.12. Not bad for your number 5 starter, I guess, though, right? All right. Che Ji-hoon, 1 for 2 on the day. Single, stolen base in the first. A struck out looking to end the third. And that just misses outside, and it's 1-2. Kim Kwon-hyun warming up over there. Again, the last 3 innings for him has been fantastic. And the 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Did he go around? I think he did. And he did, as that's going to be strikeouts number 8 on the day for Owan Suk, as he takes over his career high, and we'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 2-1 KT. They leave 2 runners on. They've left 3 on today. Not the greatest of innings for Owan Suk, who was really just cruising through. 23 pitches that inning brings him to 72 on the game. I believe 72 is right. Maybe I'm off. But yeah, he was cruising nice. You know, gave up the leadoff single for Che Ji-hoon, and then retired the next, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 straight batters before running into troubles there with 2 walks and the RBI single from the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Very, I want to say Hanwha-esque. Hanwha, close games, they never get beat by the top of the order. They always ran into issues with the 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters, is where they lost all of their close games. So, leading things off for KT is going to be their number 2 hitter, Kim Min-hyuk, trying to make up for his last outing, or his last at-bat, a 4.63 inning double play with runners on first and third. Kim Kwon-hyun, 4 strikeouts on the day, 2 in the first, 2 in the fourth. He struck out the first 2 batters in the fourth before the 5-3 ground out by Rojas. And Kim Min-hyuk looked like he was doing a little softball attempt there. That is pitch number 67, which is, we knew it was going to be a strike. No problem. And the 0-1 in the dirts, and 1-1. Bowles, did you take KT in this, I hope? And the 1-1 pitch. That's going to be a ground ball up the middle. Second baseman grabs it, throws, and it's one away. Mary Kate, you're not watching the LG game? It's actually a really good game. All right, Hog Young Mean steps in now. 2 for 2 on the day with the 2 singles, RBI, and that is a strike at the bottom of the zone, and it's 0-1 now. Kim Kwon-hyun has really been dialed in since the last inning, I guess, because that's going to be a chopped foul, and it's 0-2. And 30 pitches in the first inning. Oh, thank you. I got the big screen. 30 pitches in the first, 11 in the second, 13 in the third, 12 in the fourth inning. He has really calmed that pitch count down, as that is going to be fouled away. Hog Young-min now with a 3-game multi-hit streak continued, as he getting 2 for 2 already on the day. 72 pitches now for Kim Kwon-hyun, as both pitchers are going to be going out into the 6th, unless the wheels fall off here, as that is a swing and a miss in the dirt. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be strikeouts number 5 for Kim Kwon-hyun and outs number 2. As we will have Jang Sung-woo, who is hitting. Well, he's fouling off a couple pitches. That's about it. 73 pitches, 2 outs here in the 5th, and that just misses the bottom of the zone, and it's 1-0. Catcher's still trying to frame with the ABS system. I always love it. 0 for 2 on the day, struck out in his first at-bat, lined out to the shortstop in his last at-bats, and here comes the 1-0, way low, and it's 2-0. I wish they would show it. I wish they would put up their continuous batting average. Like, we get it, but we don't need to see the same stat the whole time. As that misses way upstairs, 3-0 now. Like, what is his season batting average? Like, why would you not put that? Why would you only have that for the very first at bat of the day? There we go, 197 on the season. That is ball 4 on 4 straight pitches. And he got on base, ladies and gentlemen, and not a hit, but he got on base. And that will bring up the number 5 hitter, Moon Sang Chol, who singled in his last at-bats, but was stranded on the base pass. Absolute speed on the base pass. He looks like it really looks like he's like a first base coach. All right, Moon Sang Chol looking for another single. It's going to take a good double that's going to be a possible little single into left field. Nice clean single, and that'll be his 2nd hit of the day, and that's puts runners on 1st and 2nd with 2 outs as they look to add to their lead here as Wang Jae-gyun steps in now. Nice little clean single into left field. All right, so Wang Jae-gyun, 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles and an RBI. Currently the 2nd RBI of the day for KT, which would mean he has the winning RBI, technically. And that is going to be lifted into right field, but Han Yu-song turns around, and that will be 3 away. They strand another 2. They've left 7 on the bases. We will go and take a break. We'll be back for the 6th inning. Refill your beverages, go to the bathroom, whatever else you need to do. I'll see you in a few minutes. There we go. Alrighty. Leading off things is going to be Kim Sung Hyun, who's 0 for 2 on the day, and looks it's ball 1, and it's 1-0. 0 for 2, struck out in his first at bat, a 6-3 ground out in his second. And someone that needs to teach those people what a backwards K is, because that is not looking good on their little K zone or their K charts. They no backwards Ks, unacceptable, honestly. And a beautiful pitch in there on the inside corner, and it's now 1-2. Here we go, the 1-2 pitch. And a beautiful curveball, but just gets a piece of that and fouls it away, and it'll stay 1-2. All right, the 1-2 pitch. And ripped over the jumping third baseman. That is going to get down into the corner, and he is going to be cruising in with a leadoff double. And ladies and gentlemen, they've got themselves another leadoff hit. Second leadoff hit of the day. That's going to bring up. That is going to bring up Otegon. Otegon 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts. He's got to put the ball in play, and he's got to move the runner over. Are they going to try to bunt here? I would not be surprised if they didn't try to bunt here. Kim Sung-yeon, a 5-game hitting streak now. Otegon, he will try to bunt him over. We'll see if it actually works. And here comes, drops down the bunt. He pops it back foul, and it's 0-1. Good Lord. This is embarrassing. Watching these guys bunt, I'm sorry. I don't care if you're a professional athlete. The fact that you are professional athletes, get the bunt down. That's 3 bunts today that these teams have tried. All 3 of them have been bunted into the air. I don't know. Swing and a miss there. Now it's 0-2, and now you can't bunt. He's already struck out twice. Again, this is the whole thing is they have this routine that they got to bunt. And another thing that I know most of you have never been to a game because most of you watching aren't here in Korea. But one of the things that these teams do, and all of the teams do it, and all of the players do it, is that's going to be slapped foul, and it's going to stay 0-2. Is they practice bunting, sort of. When they're going through batting practice, what they do is they go through their batting practice or whatever, and then they bunt. Then after they've gone through their batting practice, they put down 2 bunts. Each player does this for every single team during like warm-ups and batting practice. The issue with that is just a sec here. The 0-2 pitch now, and that is going to be a little inside-out swing, and it is going to drop just in the fair territory, and that will tie the game as the RBI single makes it 2-2. And he might have gotten a double out of it. He might be on second. That might be a single and an error on Rojas, actually. Because Rojas misplayed that a little bit. So he went down and golfed that. It was not a good looking swing as Rojas. I think that they'll probably give him a double because it is the KBO. But it was an ugly looking swing, but it did really look like Rojas bobbled that and allowed Otegon to get to second. So, and they just picked him off. So it doesn't matter if they give him a double or what, because he's off the bases now as he gets picked off. Doesn't even see a pitch, but he gets picked off. First out at third base. Well done. Oh, they did give him a double. So anyway, back to the bunting. My issue with their bunting is obviously my issues go way beyond this, but what they end up doing is, again, after they've seen pitches from the from the pitching machine or the batting practice pitcher, then they bunt. That's not the way they need to do it. They need to, as soon as they step in, they need to bunt. That way they don't have timing down. They're not comfortable, anything like that. That if they're gonna insist on bunting all the freaking time, they need to practice the bunts first because that replicates the stepping into the batter's box cold with no idea about timing. It replicates that the best. But these teams don't do it because they're set in their ways that suck. Just like grounding into a 6-3 double play or a 6-3 ground out. Yeah. So again, the teams they don't understand. They've done something a certain way and they just continue to do it the same way. It doesn't matter that it doesn't work. There's no statistic that you could possibly ever find in the KBO that says bunting works or is successful. Not one. All of us have watched enough KBO to realize how bad they are at bunting and how horrible they do. Because how many times they bunt and don't get a run because they can't get a hit behind them. So. Anyway, Pak Sung Han steps in. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Swing and a miss there, and it's 0 2 in his count also. He popped up to the catcher in foul territory his first at-bat, and then a 4-3 ground out back in fly out to left in his strikeout in his first at-bat and a fly out to left in his second at-bat. And that is going to be a chopper, but it's foul, and it'll stay 0-2. I was reading Gomyoung Jun, who's the 6th hitter. Those of you that have ever wondered, this is what it looks like. This is what I'm always looking down at. I have the player's name, their innings, which batter they are, what position, what they do, runs scored, strikeouts. These little boxes are full counts. That's how I know all of the stuff, as that is in the dirt, and it's a 1 and 2. And then down at the bottom, little that's my pitchers here. So they were 2 for 6 in that inning with runners on base, and 2 for 5 with runners in scoring position. All the people that they've left on, all of that stuff that you probably really don't care about, but I'm going to show you anyway because I got to fill some time as we're looking at the bullpen. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. And that is going to be lifted into center field, and Bae Jung Dae under it, and 3 away. But they get to one more run, and that, ladies and gentlemen, ties it. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. We've got ourselves a baseball game, ladies and gentlemen. A baseball game. SSG is actually in a baseball game. As crazy as that sounds. Probably charge my phone is about to die. Leading things off for KT will be the bottom of the order, the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Jung Junwon, Bae Jung Dae, and Oh Yoon Suk will lead things, or will be coming up to the plates in the bottom of the 6th. All right, Kim Gon Hyun out on the mound, 79 pitches, and the first one is going to be a single right back up the middle. And just like that, they once again have the leadoff runner on base. Ninth hit of the day, Beijing Day will be up next. Alrighty, the 1-0 as again the bunts, and he drops down a bunt, and that's going to be a chopper bunt, and he will sacrifice him to second base, which is very important because everybody loves dropping your percentage of winning or scoring a run down by 4%. The best way to score is to drop your percentage for scoring. That's Korean math, apparently, because any math I have ever had in my life said the best way to score is raise your scoring percentage chance, not to lower it. But what do I know? What do I know? Well, we've got one out now. Oh Yoon Suk steps in. He is 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out looking. Did have a sacrifice bunt that nobody scored on, as that first pitch is way outside and it's 1-0. Just don't understand why the KBO managers are so dumb. So dumb. We'll have a new rosin bag for Kim Kwan Yun. Alrighty, a 1-0 pitch finally coming up. A runner on second. Sorry there. And he goes around, but it didn't matter. He was a strike on the outside corner anyway, and it's 1-1. No Kyung-un warming up in the bullpen with his soft pink glove. You'll see 4 or 5 outings this week as usual, as here comes the 1-1 pitch in the dirt, and that is a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Kim Kwan Yun with 5 strikeouts so far today. Oh Yoon Suk is one of them. He's again back in the 4th inning. He struck out looking. There, KT is 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position. I have 3 for 10. My numbers are probably better, as that is going to be slapped foul. I don't know how they get. I don't know where they get why they have. I don't know why they have 3 for 9. I really don't, because I am 100% sure that my numbers are correct. All right, the 1-2 pitch. Whoa! Lost the handle on that curveball. Is that a soft little floater about 700 feet down the path? And we'll have the 2-2 pitch coming up now. Pitch number 88, a 2-2 game, runner on second, 1 out. And he waits on it, and that's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman, checks the runner, and throws over. And just like that, you now have a 5-3 ground out that puts, guess what? Two outs and a runner on seconds, which means your whole entire bunt was 100% worthless. Congratulations, KBO. Congratulations, KBO. All right, so Rojas will step in. He's 0 for 1 on the day, but they're going to walk him. And that means we'll have Kim Min Hyuk coming up. So he would much rather face the lefty Kim Min Hyuk instead of Rojas, who is a switch hitter. This should be his last batter, though. All right, Kim Min Hyuk steps in 1 for 3 on the day. He 4-3 ground out to start the leadoff last bat, and that is a one-handed swing and a miss. Not a pretty swing. No, a single in his first at bat, or a score to run, and then a 4-6-3 inning double play in the second inning, and then a 4-3 ground out in the fifth inning. As here comes the 0-1 pitch in the dirt, and it gets away, but able to keep it close enough, and it's 1-1. One of the most of the catchers use the old school. Very few. Actually, I've never seen a KBO catcher use the hockey style mask. That's obviously I, as a Cardinal fan, watching Yadier Molina obviously was always wearing the hockey style mask. They do not wear that in the KBO. And this catcher actually is not even wearing the turkey gobbler, the throat protector. As that is going to be a single into center field, but he is going to come home and the throw in time, but catcher doesn't catch it, and that'll score two. As he is going to end up on third base now because the ball got away from the catcher. And that is KT in a nutshell. Sorry, SSG in a nutshell right there. So a simple single to right field to left field. He comes up throwing. The ball is pretty close to getting him, but the catcher doesn't make the catch. Doesn't make the catch. As that will be it for Kim Kwon-hyun. Not only that, but Kim Min Hyuk is now going to be over on first base or on third base as the wheels just falling apart here. Kim Min Hyuk standing on third base. Again, I don't know why where the backup was behind the catcher. As they're talking about something here. SSG is complaining about something. I'm not sure exactly what they're complaining about. They're pointing to third base. Rojas touched the third base coach. But so the rule here is the third base coach, they can touch him. They cannot aid them or assist them. It's obvious that the SSG coach isn't familiar with the rule book. Maybe he can borrow mine. They also do sell a rule book on the KBO websites, on the KBO market, if anybody would like to buy one. But the rule is the third base coach can't aid him or assist him, and that was not aiding him or assisting him. Let's see, waiting on the official score.
너무 감사합니다.
Thank you, Mr. Big Pain. Again, the rule is you can't assist them. All right, so we'll have our first pitching change of the day as Kim Kwon-yeon is.
감사합니다.
Yeah, but the thing is, so I believe the rule again is that you can't, incidental contact is okay. So again, my understanding of the rule is if it's incidental, it's in the umpire's judgment. But obviously that was not an assist at all. So that's why it's not going to be. That's why it's dealt like that. So that should be 10 hits, and Kim Kwon-yeon will be done for the day. He is still responsible for the runner over at third base, which is Kim In-hyuk. So I believe No Kyung-eun will come in as who they had warming up. Thank you, whoever's doing that. And that is fine. The first pitch is nope. I'm wrong. Kim Gun-woo is out there, 6.97 ERA, 10 games, 1-1 on the season, 10 in the third innings. His first pitch is wide, and it's 1-0. Oh Kyung-min is in there batting, and that is going to be 2-0. So I need to change that. They had No Kyung in, but they are going with the lefty, Kim Gun-woo. And that's in there for a strike. Is that right? KBO, no? I think that's right. We're going to go with that. And that's in there for a strike, and it's 2-2 now. So Hog Young Min, 2 for 3 on the day, struck out in his last at bats. 182 on the season with runners in scoring position, though. 4 hits, 6 RBIs. Does have one of those today, as that's going to be a ground ball past the left side, and that will be his 3rd hit of the day, his 2nd RBI, and KT takes the 5-2 lead as they gave up the lead and they promptly decided to go ahead and take it back. Well, Hog Young Min, again, a 3 for 4 today with 3 singles, 2 RBIs, and KT back in easy control here. We are actually in the bottom. So, nope, Hog Young Min will be done for the day. We'll have a pinch runner here. And Jang Sung-woo, and a soft toss over there. As soon as they tell me who's up there now, I'll get that changed. And here comes, nope. Kwon Dong-jin. Why is this not working? And that's in there for a strike. Walked in his last at bat, 0 for 2 outside of that, hitting again, still 197. I mean, you have to go with KT. SSG, I picked to finish 9th in the league. I don't think they're very good at all. As that is outside, and it's 1-1. Jang Sung-woo in his last 5 games has increased his average up to 197. He's hitting 235. And here comes the 1-1. A swing and a miss on a pitch on the outside. And it's 1-2. SSG's bullpen is also not good at all. The fact that Kim Kwon-hyun had to come out without being able to get the quality starts is not a good thing for SSG. All righty, here comes the 1-2 pitch. That's up right down the middle, but he'll throw over to first base instead. Kwon Dong-jin. We'll see. Kwon Dong-jin on the season, he has 0 stolen base attempts. He is hitting 375 on the season, though, as that misses way upstairs, and it's 2-2. On his career, he is 7 for 10 in stolen bases. He didn't attempt a stolen base last year, and he hasn't attempted one this year. But you pinch ran. Okay. And a swing and a miss there. Strikeouts number 2 on the day for Jang Sung-woo, but KT gets 3 runs, and it takes the 5-2 lead, and we'll go to the 7th inning. God, is he a bad catcher? He's not. The thing is he's not a good defensive catcher. He's the worst throwing catcher in the league, and he's hitting below 200. And he's not young either. He is old. He's been around a bit. He was a former Lotte catcher. He's been around since 2009. Again, he probably has a career 200% or 20% caught stealing rate. He is not a good defensive catcher at all. Not a good offensive catcher. He's 261 in his career. I don't know why they are trying to build a team around him, honestly. I just don't get it. So, all on Suck should be done for the day, though. Final line for Kim Guan-hyun, 5.2 innings and 91 pitches, 59 for strikes, 10 hits. Didn't give up any home runs, but 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 5 runs, 4 of them earned. So just another not good outing from him. It doesn't have it anymore. I have not. I just saw that today because I don't follow any of the teams really closely anymore. He's not on the roster. I can look. Oh, I'll search in Korean real quick and see if I can find anything. Gangbae-ko. Uh so his side is hurts. Yeah. So Kim Min Soo out on the mound, 386 ERA on the season. As I will get that changed. Again, I gotta do all this stuff myself here. I'll try to get it. So stepping in first is Go Myung Jun. Looks at strike one, and it's 0-1. No problemo, as that's going to be a ground ball right back up the middle, and he's got himself a leadoff single as they are going to try to get some runs back. That'll be bring up the 7, 8, to 9 hitters. So Wang Jae-gyun moves to third, Guangdong Jin moves to second, Oh Yoon Suk moves to first. I'll get all of this stuff changed for you on your screen in just 1 second. No, I wish there was. I mean, I could just capture someone else's like a regular old like a my KBO or whatever, but they're often a little slow as the 1-0 is in there for a strike and it's 1-1. Because I tried to find a way to do like get it where I could show all of the games, like all of the scores for the games, but I can't find anything. I could do it if it was the MLB or something like that, but I can't find anything for specifically for the KBO. It's just not popular enough. You hit his chest protector and now he's injured. All right, all of that is should be set up now. And we've got ourselves a 2-1 count. And a beautiful curveball, and that's 2-2. Go Myung Jun over at first base. Che Junu walked and scored a run in his last at bat back in the fifth, part of the 2-run fifth for the SSG. And that misses inside, and it's 3-2. Fifth full count of the day for SSG. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swings, it just gets a piece of it. Nope, did not get a piece of it, but that will move the runner up as the catcher is not able to hold on to it and it gets away. They'll move up to second base. Just like I said, the guy behind the plate is not very good. All right. Got a runner over on second base now is Go Myung Jun. Again, he's not the most fleet of foot. And there is only 1 out, so not 2. And it is the top of the 7th. I don't know why my stuff isn't working today. Is this Triple J? Jung J steps in for Suk Jung Nu. As a first pitch lifts that one left field, and that will be one away. That brings up Jo Hyung Woo. Again, SSG gets guys on, but they can't do anything once they get them on. All right, the Jo Hyung Woo, the big RBI single in his last at bat to put SSG on the board, fouls that one away, and it's 0-1. Guy does not look like he is having a good time. As that up and in, and that is 1-1 now. A little close there. SSG's oh man. 9 home runs, a 307 slugging, a 231 batting average, as that did not go around, and it's 2-1. And this team is, and the thing with 9 home runs, this is what's very important. And again, a lot of you guys aren't aware of like the stadiums and stuff, but SSG plays in the smallest stadium in the league as he lifts that one to left field, and that will be 3 away. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 5-2 KT. And it does not look good for SSG on the season, ladies and gentlemen. They leave another one on base. Again, they get their leadoff runner on base and then can't do anything. They've left 4 guys on base now. So they are the 2 for, let's see. They have 2 hits with runners on base today. Both of them ended up scoring a run. That is that is SSG. That is the story of their season, ladies and gentlemen. They just cannot score runs. What I was trying to talk about is SSG. It's 95 meters from home to the corners. They have the lowest fences. They have the smallest overall ballpark is terms of from home to the walls. They generally are the most home run happy stadium, except for last year where Samsung Lions Park kind of took over because Samsung Lion Park is farther to the corners, but instead of rounding out, it is a very straight shot, which puts the corner, the right center and left center power alleys, puts it really, really close, and that's where Samsung usually leads the league in home runs. But SSG is playing in, again, one of the smallest parks in the stadium in the league, and they can't hit home runs. They can't have RBIs. The batting average is 231 coming into the game. It's just not pretty at all. The whole season has looked awful. As Moonsong Cho will ground that one to the first baseman. He'll underhand toss to the pitcher, and that's will be 1 away. That brings up the number 6 hitter, Wang Jae-gyun, who moved over to third base. Well, 2 for 3 on the day. RBI single in his first at bat, an RBI in his second at bat, and a fly out to right in his third at bat. And that will be up and in 1-0. Catches the outside corner, and it's 1-1. Let's see. Jung Joon Jae is over at second. Kim Sung Hyun over at third. So those two guys will switch spots as that is low and it's 2-1. And the 2-1 gets the umpire as the catcher is not able to grab it. And he is not feeling good right now as he is down on one knee. In come the other catchers. As it's a nutmeg to the catcher and ended up, looks like it maybe got his hand or something because that's what he keeps moving around. No, I thought he got his ankle. But he was moving his hand like this, but it looked like it caught him in the ankle. Yeah, caught him right on the ankle, right above the ankle, but he should be all right. Again, they have the big umpire shoes on and the umpire all the gear underneath all their black. As here comes the 3-1, and that is low, ball 4. That brings up Jung Joon Won, who is 1 for 3 on the day. That might nope, he is gonna stay in and run. I guess he has to since Ha Young Min is already out. So Jung Joon Won. 1 for 3, fouls that one out of play, and it's 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. 235 on the season for the shortstop versus the 655 ERA left-hander. And the 0-2 pitch upstairs, 1-2. And something I'm not entirely sure how. So, if you're watching the game, you see that all these KT fans have these little bats and everything that flash lights. There is the Hanwha fan is enjoying himself there. Figures he can't go to a Hanwha game because it's too hard to get tickets, so he'll just go watch a KT SSG game that you can take you and 1,000 of your best friends to go watch. There's another Hanwha uniform. Another Hanwha uniform there. Yeah, so there's more Hanwha fans than SSG fans. That's going to be a swing and a miss, and that will be his second strikeout of the day, and 2 away. Baejung Dae will step in. No, Heredia's replacement is McBroom, 268 with 6 home runs in his 3 seasons in the MLB. 32 home runs in in AAA was his career high back in 2021. Spent 2022 and 2023 with the Hiroshima Carp. He's been playing in the independent leagues this lately, is what I believe. I think he played mainly for the Royals. In I want to say it was mainly the Royals. No, Baejung Dae sacrifice bunt in his last at bats, a double in his first, a strikeout in his second, and that is low, and it's 2-0. All right, the 2-0, 22 pitches, a 2-5 game, 2 outs, and that is in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. 2-1 pitch, and he pops that one, but it's going to get out of play, and it'll stay. It'll move to 2-2. Love it. The 2-2 counts. 24 pitches. 2 outs. 5-2. And he checks over on the runner. Has realized I never changed this. My bad. I have not. I mean, he has a 101 ERA. As that is fouled away. All right, we've got ourselves a full count. Sorry, I'm trying to search for you real quick as I'm also trying to stream this game. All right, here we go. The 3-2 pitch, runner on first will be going, and that misses low, and that'll be ball 4. They'll have runners on first and second as the number 9 hitter Oh Yoon Suk will come up to bat. So let me see. One, not a big, nope, that's both, looks like a hamstring. Jesus, hamstring injury. That is, so I'm gonna type something in the chat, and you can use this to search for it. So if you search that, it'll come up in Korean, but it'll actually it'll help. It'll should be able to find it, and you can just use Google Translate or whatever you want to use. But that's Jesus injury in Korean. As here comes the 2-0 pitch to Oh Yoon Suk, and he pops him up. First baseman over under it and makes the catch. That'll be 3 away. They leave 2 more on base. They have left a lot on base. I don't even know how many more. As we will go to the 8th inning. It's pretty much all KT. Just kind of like I expected. Oh, KT. Let me calculate this. Let me see. That's right. KT has left 10 on now. Had to do my math. But I think it's all correct. I'm gonna say it's correct. All right, Che Ji-hoon will lead things off at the top of the eighth inning here. We'll see. We do have a new pitcher here, Song Dong-hyun. Song Dong-hyun will take over. And first pitch is not very good, way up high, and it's ball one. Son Dong Hyun, 0 ERA, 13 games, 2-0, 13 and 2/3 innings, 1 hold, 160 batting average again. So 4 walks, I think he said 14 strikeouts. That is outside at 2-0. Son Dong Hyun. There we go. All righty, the 2-0 pitch in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. So Che Ji-hoon, 1 for 3 on the day, a single and his stolen base back in the first, and then a strikeout looking in the third, a strikeout swinging in the fifth. Up here now in the eighth, and it pops it foul, and it's 2-2. He looks young. Song Dong-hyun. 2001. So he's 24 years old. Wow, he's been in the league for 5 years, 6 years. Looks like he did his military duty too. Yeah. All right, the 2-2 runs inside, and it's 3-2, full counts. More full counts. More. All righty, here comes the 3-2 pitch. And that's going to be chopped, but it's foul, and it'll stay 3-2. Che Ji-hoon against Son Dong-hyun in his career, 111 batting average. Park Young-hyun, the closer for KT, warming up in the bullpen. It is currently a closing situation. All righty, here comes the 3-2 pitch, and that's going to be a ground ball past the diving second baseman. And once again, Rojas bobbled the ball there with his glove, but they'll have the leadoff runner on again. Multiple times today they've had the leadoff runner on. Che Ji-hoon was on base back in the first inning with a leadoff single, stole a base. They ended up having a strikeout, and a pop up. Then if we go back to the fourth inning, they had a double, but that was picked off. Then last inning, they led off with a single, had a strikeout, and 2 flyouts. So again, they can get a guy on here and there, but after they get him on, they can't do anything because they can't hit with runners on base. So 4th time today they've had the leadoff runner on base. And here comes the first pitch up high. And it's 1-0. Oh, Kim Sung-hyun doubled and scored a run back in the 6th inning. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Struck out in his first at bat. And that is upstairs, and it's 2-0. I'll come out and have a little powwow with the guy out on the mound. Gonna have a little mound. Again, this is a very common occurrence. Right where all the pitchers usually land, the ground just gets deteriorated really quickly. and the umpire is lecturing them. Looks like they may just trying to be by time to get their closer warmed up, but 'cause they're on the phone with him. But they're warming up some more guys in the bullpen. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna have a little mound maintenance. Very, very common. Right there, right where they land, and their plant's foots. Out comes the grounds crew. I don't know if they what the dirt is that they use. I don't know if every stadium. I know every stadium does not use the same dirt, because I remember they made a big deal about it a couple years ago. Is Hanwha redid their infield and brought in MLB dirt and grass. So I know that was a big thing. Yeah, same problem at Jamshil, same problem at Hanwha. Ponce has been complaining about that a lot. It's the same exact spot. It's the exact same thing where the top layer of dirt comes loose, and then all they have left underneath it is clay. Uh, yeah, like if you're looking at your screen, you can see that it's just clay. There's no dirt on top of it. And with all the rain that they had, obviously you're going to have a ton of issues. No. I'm just a KBO fan. I don't have a team. And they're going to bring in some dirt, dump it all on there. Put it all on there. So again, we got a mound maintenance issue currently, as they brought out a full bag of dirt and just dumped it on there. It's the same thing in almost all the stadiums this year that I've been seeing, where the pitchers plants their main foots, it gets ripped up really quickly. I know there's been sometimes where it's been like that in the first inning, because the KBO is so hell bent on having some of these games, despite the fact that it rained all day. As I think we're finally there. All right, that is in there for a strike. Took a little bit, but we're back. So Kim Sung Yun there looks at strike one right down the middle. 269 on the season. Again, 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored in his last at bat. Pops him up there. Left fielder and center fielder giving chase. A center fielder under it. And that will be one away. That brings up Otegon. Otegon, RBI double in his last at bat. 2 strikeouts before that. Yeah, I mean, as that's going to be a ground ball right back up the middle, as he is on base for the second time today, and they've got runners now at first and second. The tying run will come to the plate in Han Yu Sum. Yeah, they just abuse these, like, especially when you think about Jamshil. Jamshil is never has a day off. The grounds crew for that stadium has got to be overworked, and I wonder if they have a different grounds crew for. I wonder if Doosan and LG have different grounds crews, or if it's the same crew year round. As Han Yu Som looks at ball one low, and it's 1-0. swing and a miss at ball 2, and it's 1-1. That's probably one of my favorite calls right there. Swing and a miss at ball 3, and it's 1-2. And that's chopped right into the umpire once again. And it's 1-2 still. Sorry, I'm answering a. And that is ripped, but foul, and it will stay 1-2. Yeah. Down in Jala or what? Right? Wasn't it supposed to be in Jalado? And it was so hot that they didn't have like a tent and shade and all that. Yeah, I remember all about that. All right, here comes the 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. A huge strikeout there is that's will make it 2 away and bring up the number 5 hitter, Pak Sung Han. It was, yeah, I remember reading all about it. Like countries were just leaving. They're like, no, we're done. I thought it was last year. I thought it was last year because last year was the hottest year on. And that is in there for a strike. Yeah. It was like super, super hot, and then a typhoon came, and yeah, it was just it was just a mess on top of a mess. And the 0-1 pitch way outside, 1-1. Pak Song Han versus Song Dong Hyun, 571 in his career. Was it 2023? Oh, okay. Oh, that is ripped, but foul. Again, he's hitting 571 in his career against this pitcher. He is 0 for 3 on the day with a strikeout, a fly out to left, and a fly out to right. Or sorry, fly out to center. They would love to have this. All right, here comes the pitch. That's going to be a chopper. Second baseman grabs it, throws to first, and literally throws hard to first. They'll leave another 2 runners on, and like I said, they get them on, but they can't do anything with it. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-2 KT. Just getting singles, no extra base hits. Are you? They've left 6 runners on. They have 2 hits with runners in scoring position. Both of those are RBIs. They have 3 hits with runners on base. 2 of them are RBIs. While KT has left 10 guys on base. double check my numbers here. I feel like my numbers are off, but they are not. Oh, yeah, no, they're not off. Ladies and gentlemen, my numbers are correct. Rojas will lead things off for KT. I assume KT will or SSG will have a new pitcher. I have to think they'll have a new pitcher. But what do I know? I think people shouldn't bunt. Like I know anything. And they do. Chae-Min Jun will come in to take over on the mound for SSG. Try to keep it a 3-run game. Chae-Min Jun, a 180 ERA, 6 games, 1 win, 10 innings, 125 batting average against, 6 walks, and 9 strikeouts. And the first pitch is a ball on the outside, and it's 1-0. Rojas, 3 walks today, one of them the intentional kind. And fouled away. 1-1. Can extend your hitting streak if you don't ever get a chance to hit. Again, he has a 5-game hitting streak. He's been on base all 3 times today, but none of them with the hits, because that is upstairs, and it's 2-1 now. In a 5-game hitting streak on the line in this at bats. Hitting from the left side for the first time today. And the 2-1 misses upstairs, and it's 3-1. Not hitting well on the season, but he is seeing the ball well today. And that'll be ball 4. He'll be on base for the, that's right, it's a 4th time today with a 4th walk. Yeah, I saw a thing. Well, Nick said something the other day, and then I saw the official announcement today as Rojas walks for the 4th time today. And that might be it for him. I mean, Hyuk will step into the batter's box. And a swing and a miss there, and it's 0-1. Yep, that'll be it for Rojas. They'll have a pinch runner for him as his hitting streak ends at 5 games. I don't know if he's back. I don't know if he's here yet. Did they come back? They were down 4-3. Yu Jun Gyu out on the mound, or on the Yu Jun Gyu. What an awesome name. That is outside 1-1. Okay. He may be here, but he's still getting, acclimated and all that. And the 1-1 is fouled away. 1-1. 1-2. Was on the run there. Yu Gyu. And number 67. That's my favorite player right now. What an awesome name. Yu Jun Gyu. And he's number 67. You know he's an absolute stud. It is science. Or something. Okay, LG did come back. 4-4. That is a check over on the runner. Kiyoum beat Doosan. God, Kiyoum is so bad. Doosan Tucson's so bad. Their manager is so bad. And the 1-2 is way upstairs, 2-2. I feel like there's a lot of injuries early in the season this year. Like, not like obviously there's injuries all the time, but I feel like a lot of a lot of very important players are getting injured early. Again, Dusan is without Guok Bin, SSG is without Che Jung, Heredia is already done, or already been injured, and then Hernandez for LG is out for at least 6 weeks. Yeah, Kong Ko, Jesus, both of them are out of the starting lineup. I feel like there's just been so many injuries and so many foreign hitters that have normally been done well. Is that is going to be a little flare into left field, and he is going to be able to go first to third as he was off, and that's will put runners on the corner. As Kim Min Hyuk will also be done on the day. Yeah, Kim Sun Bin, Pak Chan Ho, Kim Do Young, all injured early. Chae Sung Min is who they announced will be pinch running here. And that's in there for a strike. So Guang Dongjin getting his first at bat of the day as he took over on the base pass. Hitting 375 on the season. Not too shabby. And that is ball one, 1-1. I think that is fixed there. Runners on first and third. There's no outs still. As Guang Dongjin will try to extend this SSG deficit. I don't know what June merchandise is. They don't make any of that stuff, as that is going to be a stolen base. Really? All right, the 2-1 pitch as he fouls that away. What could she possibly sell? And the 2-2 outside, and it's 3-2 now. No, you've got to be kidding me. That is going to be lifted into the gap, and that is going to score two, as that is going to be a double. As 2 runs come in, and good Lord. KT is just demolishing SSG. SSG is If their manager makes it through the end of the year, I will be very, very surprised. Pinch runners, scoring runs, just good Lord. That's why he's hitting 375. Well, he had to go tag up. He thought I thought he was, way like that. It should not have been that big of an issue. Again, there's 0 outs, guys. 0 outs. As we will have a new somebody, that new center fielder. Looks like he just got that uniform. Looks like it just got all out of the out of the shop. All right, that's gonna bring up Jong Sung Woo as he looks at strike one in there. As the SSG, I almost called her mom, but I don't think she's a mom. I think that's just her friend. They wanted him gone last year, as that is outside 1-1. I mean, we talked about this in that the preview thing where Samsung's coach, Doosan's coach is gone. We know that. He won't whether he makes it through the whole year will be a surprise also, as that misses inside and it's 2-1 now. So the SSG's coach, they wanted him gone last year, but he's still there. And that is a fouled back, as that guy was not paying any attention whatsoever, and it's 2-2 now. So you got a runner on second base is Guangdong Jin, who has some speed. You have a guy at the plate who is hitting 182 with runners in scoring position, which is just below his regular average, and that is crushed. Goodbye. 9-2. Well, there's nobody on base now. Mr. Big Pain, I told you SSG's bullpen is not very good. And that is going to be another single through the left side. Can we get this guy out of the game, please? I would like to finish streaming tonight. Please get him out of the game. Can we please get him out of the game? Please, please, somebody stop it. Just crushed. There's one guy chasing after the home run ball. That's how many fans are watching this game at the stadium. You got some teams selling out 5-6 nights a week, and then you got this game that's there's 46 people at the game. And here comes Wang Jae-gyun, who looks at ball one low, and it's 1-0. 23 pitches now. As Jesus is obviously not that hurt, as he's in the dugout. As here comes the 1-0 pitch. And that is a lifted foul, 1-1. 24 pitches now for Chae-Min Jun, who had a good start to his season. And that is a beautiful curveball in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. Wang Jae-gyun versus Chae-min Jun in his career, 333, 4 hits. So you do the math. That's 4 for 12. Does have 1 RBI. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Pops him up. Second baseman under it. And that is 1 away. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That is 1 away. 1 away. And we've got a pinch hitter here. I don't know who it is yet. Yoon Jun Hyuk, I believe is what they said. And he pops it up. Left fielder giving chase under it. And a 2 away. That brings up Bae Jung Dae. Let me see if I can get this changed. Hyuk. Game is way out of hand. Bae Jung Dae looks at just strike 1. 30 pitches now for Chae-min Jun. No 1-1. Getting way, way, way out of hand. Bae Jung Dae 1 for 2 on the day, a double, a strikeout. As he goes down to his knee and lifts that one right fielder over and under it. And that will be 3 away. But they had 4 more on a walk, a single, a double, and a 2-run shot. We will go to the 9th inning. SSG needs the Pope to come back because that's how big of a prayer they need. They did strand another one, though. 11 runners stranded. I probably am missing. No, I got it all right, ladies and gentlemen. Who will come out for KT? I can't imagine they're actually going to bring out a closer, but I've seen the dumber things in my life. Let's see. All right, I think I got everything fixed. We'll see who's coming out. So Go Myung Jun will lead things off, the number 6 hitter. All right, top of the 9th, Go Myung Jun, Han Yu Som, the worst of the day, 0 for 4 with 2 Ks. Moon Young-ik will come out onto the mound. 2 games, 2 innings, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, but an ERA of 0. And fouls away, ball 2, and it's 1-1. There are obviously a lot of other changes on for as far as KT's defense goes, but I'm not going to make all those changes as that's going to be a swing and a miss in the dirts, and it's 1-2. Not going to make all those changes just because it's only going to be a half of an inning. That is fouled away and it stays 1-2. I'll tell you what they are though. So Chase Sung Min is now in right. I think that might actually be no, he's in right. Yu Jun Gyu is in left. Won Dong Jin is at shorts. Oh Yun Suk is back at second. Yoon Jun Hyuk is at first. Kang Hyung Woo is back behind the plate, and then Moon Young Ik is on first. Again, I'm not making all those changes. Sorry, you'll have to deal with it. All right, here comes the 1-2 pitch again. Misses low, and it's 2-2, and that wasn't even close. I don't know what the catcher back behind the plate was doing there. It wasn't close at all. And that is going to be past the jumping Baejung Dae, and he will be on base for the second time today. The second leadoff hit for the first baseman, this time with the double variety, and we'll see if they can finally score some runs to make this game at least a little interesting. Baejung Dae slipped trying to go for the ball, and that was what made it be able to get just past his glove. Ground looks like it hasn't been mowed in weeks. Looks awful. But Che Junu steps in and looks at ball 1, and it's 1-0. SSG only needs 7 runs before they get us 3 outs. I've seen it before. The 1-0 pitch outside at 2-0. Oops, wrong side. He's 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts. Does have a walk and a run scored. That just kisses the inside corner, and it's 2-1. And the 2-1 upstairs, 3-1. They do not want to have to bring the closer out after they've taken up a 7-0 lead or 7-2 lead. And he fouls it away, and that'll run us through a full count, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody loves a full count. Second full count of the day for Che Junu. And that'll be ball 4. They've got the first 2 runners on base. Runners on first and seconds with nobody out. Do you think they'll bunt here down 7? I think they should bunt. They're only down 7. That run is very important as the closer is back up and warming up. And that is right down the middle to Jung Joon Jae for strike 1. And that's going to be a chopper back to the pitcher. Is throws it to shorts, but a horrible throw. And that'll move runners to first and third, as that throw was absolutely awful. Did get an out, though, as Guangdong Jin was able to just barely grab it. So they'll have runners over on a third, first and third now. Let's see. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Joe Byung-woo. Joe Hyung-woo, sorry, my bad. As that's just missed the top of the zone. Again, I had to wait for it because it was that close. And way outside, and it's 2-0. And here comes the 2-0 pitch, way up and in, and it's 3-0. Again, I've seen way more runs scored in an inning than just 7. And that will be ball 4, and the bases are loaded. And now I feel like I've got to make all these changes. And a swing and a miss there. Again, we are back up to the top of the order. It is not Che Ji-hoon. They substituted somebody in defensively at the end of last inning, so I'm not entirely sure who is actually in there. So Shinbom Su is who it is. There we go. I think everything's fixed actually now. Alrighty, the 0-2 pitch coming up. And he fouls it straight back, and it'll stay 0-2. 22 pitches now for Moon Young-ik. Did they come back? Oh, wow. As that is a slow roller in front of the catcher, and it'll be 1-2. Park Dong-won with a solo shot in the bottom of the 9th. They tie it at the bottom of the 8th, and then they give up a run in the top of the 9th, and then tie it in the bottom of the 9th. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. That's going to be a ripped into right field, and that's going to score 1. They're going to keep the bases loaded. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is 3-9. Bases are still loaded. Bringing up the number 2 hitter, Kim Sung-hyun. Once again, the bottom of the order is what is doing the damage. Is Moon Young-ik will be done for the day, obviously. All right, we'll have ourselves a pitching change as they have to bring their closer in now. It's so sad. They had a 7-run lead going into the 9th inning, but yet here comes the closer. Only in the KBO, ladies and gentlemen, only in the KBO. only in the KBO. Just ridiculous. No, it is not their closer. Min will come in. I thought it was their closer for a second. It is not. But I wouldn't be surprised if the closer ends up coming in anyway. Just because it is bases loaded. 1 outs, top of the ninth. You've got the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up today. I love it. You got the winning run on the second base in the top of or in the bottom of the ninth, and you bunt them over to third, and then the next person, what do? That's right, the number 9 hitter strikes him. All right, Min out there, 4.15 ERA, 10 games, 0-1, 8 2/3 innings, 4 holds, 242 batting average against, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. And I believe this is the guy with the way too tight pants. Last outing on Friday against Kium, 2/3 of an inning and gave up a run to take the loss. Here comes the first pitch. Swing and a miss, and it is 0-1. Zero of his inherited runners have scored on the season. I believe that is what the stat says. As here we go, the 0-1 pitch. That's a beautiful pitch in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Kim Sung-hyun on the day, 1 for 4. He had a double back in the 6th inning and scored a run. Outside of that, he had a strikeout in the first, a 6-3 ground out in the 4th, and a fly out to center field back just last inning. And here we go, the 0-2 pitch upstairs, and it's 1-2. And pops it up. Will it get foul? Sliding into the wall, but it goes into the netting, and we'll have another 1-2 count. No Young-in not doing anything today. Might have to end up getting up in the bullpen if SSG comes back here. All righty, here comes the 1-2 pitch. Again, the base is loaded. And catches him looking at it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is 2 away. Min has, again, to me, his pants are too tight and too short. I just don't understand it. I could never pitch like that. I would feel like I wouldn't be able to pitch like that because I feel like I look stupid. All right, Otegon steps in. He's 2 for 4 on the day, and looks it's ball 1 there, and it's 1-0. 2 strikeouts to start his day, but an RBI double, but was picked off back in the 6th, and then a single in the 8th. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. That is going to be chopped foul, and it's 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch sets up right down the middle. And he lifts that up into the air, and it just foul. That would have scored too. As he has had a couple, two consecutive walk-off hits against KT. He is not going to be walking off anything here as they're down by 6. Bases loaded. Apparently, there was a strike somewhere in there. As here comes the 1-2 pitch. On the season, he's hitting 1,000 with the bases loaded. It looks it's ball 2 on the outside. A good eye there. Again, this is difficult with a side armor who you've been watching lefties and righties all day, and then you get a side armor coming out of the bullpen that's throwing those changeups that cuts back into the plates. And the 2-2 pitch catches him looking at a pitch that just caught the outside corner, like I said, and they leave the bases loaded. They leave 9 on. They lose by 6. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is SSG heading to the basements to go hang out with Doosan and KT, or Kium. So that's it for me for the day. Again, the big thing, again, SSG just can't hit. They literally can't hit. So their bullpen obviously is not very good. They gave up, bullpen gave up 4 runs, blew the game out of the way. And overall, Kim Kwon-hyun again struggled. He's struggled last year a lot. He struggled in the spring. He struggled in his last outing. He just doesn't have it anymore. He's had some good games, but he's not consistent anymore. It's something I talked about in my preview show. He just he's at that age where it's just not. He just doesn't have it anymore. 5.2 innings, 91 pitches, 10 hits, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Gave up 5 runs, 4 of them earned. Again, with the big error that scored those 3 runs back in the 6th inning versus Oh Suk, who 6 innings, 90 pitches, gave up 4 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, two runs. Both of them earned. Again, both of them coming into the game very similar numbers wise. Both of them had a 3.38 ERA. Oh Suk 4 games. Kim Kwon-hyun in 5 games. Both of them have given up 3 homers on the season. Oh Suk with a 1.13 whip versus a 1.31 whip for Kim Kwon-hyun. But despite having the same ERA, Oh Suk was 2-1 versus Kim Kwon-hyun, who is 1-2. Why? Because SSG's offense is miserable. They're last in the league in most categories. Batting average coming into the game, 231. Team batting average was last in the league. Home runs, they have 9 in the league. RBIs, they have 77 RBIs. With runners in scoring position, they're hitting 239. The only team worse than them is is actually KT. They just are awful. On base percentage 316, OPS 623. They're just not a good offensive team, and their bullpen isn't particularly any better. When you look at their bullpen ERA, 3.95, which is tolerable. But when your team can't score any runs, your bullpen has to be absolutely lights out, and they're not. Errors by SSG led to a run, and there was other errors that weren't errors, like the catcher's slipping and ended up not being able to make the throw to first, which scored an extra run back in the first, and then you had another run a little bit later. Uh, I I picked them to finish 5th. I picked them to finish 5th, and I'll tell you why. One, last year they didn't score runs. They had a lot of trouble scoring runs, and their starting pitching was not great. Their starting pitching has been really good this year, minus Omsong Baek. But Hanwha in the offseason, they didn't address the issues that they have. They did go sign Florial, who is a center fielder, and that's the number one thing that they had to do. Ponce has been really good. But the thing with Ponce is in 3 years in Japan, he only played in 61 games. So he only averaged 20 games a season in Japan because he has injury history. He's been pitching a lot. You have to worry about his injury past. On top of that, uh, the two off-season acquisitions are good for a negative like point 0.5 WAR. Shimujun is hitting like 160 on the season. He's now injured. Omsang Baek did finally get a win in his last game, but he gave up 4 runs. He got a win because of who he was playing. And with that, the main thing wanted to get to was everybody is very high on Hanwha right now, but nobody's talking about who Hanwha beats. Hanwha's on a 7-game winning streak, but what teams did they beat? Kium, who's in 10th, okay? SSG, who's going to be in 9th, and NC, who's in 8th. Their wins have all come against the worst teams in the league. Against the better teams in the league, if it wasn't for like freak bullpen meltdowns against last year's top 4 teams, Kia, LG, Samsung, and KT, Hanwha would have been 0-13 against those teams. But Hanwha has had during their April, they've had 5 come from behind victories. A win is a win, though, yes, but their run has been against the worst teams in the league. For Hanwha, they play Lotte this week, and then this weekend they have KT, then they have LG, and then they have Kia. Then they have Samsung. So where are they going to be at the end of? Yeah, the next 3 weeks is a huge thing for Hanwha because the one thing is Hanwha in the past has done really poorly. Just a sec. Sorry. Hanwha has done really poorly against the bad teams. They've been like 800 or 500 against the bad teams, or losing percentages against the bad teams. This year they're beating the bad teams, and that's why I think that they're a playoff team. I don't think they're the second in the league. They're riding a very good starting pitching against really, really bad offensive teams. I don't think they're as good as their record says they are. I think I think they have the players to be a 3rd or 4th in the league team. I don't think they have the depth to be a 1 or a 2 team. And I don't think they have a manager that can manage for a full season. He's too reliant on the same guys following the same pass, and just continuing to do the same thing. And then once it works, then he's like, oh yeah, but it didn't work for 15 times and it finally works one. That's not good. So I do think Hanwha is one of the top teams in the league, is in a playoff team, but I don't think they are as good as KT because I think KT's offense and their starting pitching is better. I also don't think they're as good as, obviously, I don't think they're good as LG. I think Kia's a better team as long as once they get Kim Do-young back. I think their offense is just too good once they have their full offense. And then Samsung, again, they're a big strikeout team and they can't win away from Samsung. But the one thing is uh Hanwha Stadium is a pretty hitter friendly stadium too. With 95 to the corner and in to right field and 99 to the corner at left with some short walls. So I think Hanwha Stadium is hitter friendly, and that plays well for Samsung. But yeah, I still like my picks. My picks for the season were the same as last year with Kia, Samsung, LG, KT, and then Hanwha in fifth, Doosan in sixth. I picked SSG to finish ninth. I picked Lotte seventh. I picked NC eighth, SSG ninth, and QM 10th. So yeah, I really like. I feel like what I've seen from all the teams, especially since I've seen all the teams now, and I'm not just doing Hanwha games. I feel pretty strong about my preseason predictions. Obviously, injuries are the thing that changes everything, but yeah, it got canned because of the rain. But the only reason why I did this game, SSG versus KT, I was going to do SSG versus KT tomorrow, but because of the rain, and because this game wasn't canceled, tomorrow I will do Lotte and Hanwha, and also on so I'll do Lotte Hanwha to tomorrow and Thursday. So I'll have plenty of Hanwha games coming. Again, this weekend they play KT. So we'll see how they play this weekend. Again, this week and next week will go a long way to determining if they were really good. No, Weiss will pitch tomorrow. It's the same matchup. They've already announced it. Weiss versus Barnes tomorrow, and then Ryuhyun Jen versus Pak Seung on Thursday. Yeah. So both of the starting pitchers, the starting matchups that would have been today that were canceled are going to be the exact same for tomorrow. They've already announced those, so no questions there. The other three they haven't announced because they don't announce until all the games are over. So but yeah, I mean, I think they're a playoff team. I thought that they were. Yeah. Well, the thing is they're playing in Busan, and Hanwha is awful in Busan. I don't think they've won. I don't think they've swept a series in Busan in like 20 something years. They are just really, 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 really bad in Busan. So we'll see how they do it in Busan. But uh, anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow. Hanwha versus Lotte. You'll be I guess your number two versus, yeah, number two versus four. It'll be Weiss versus Barnes. Barnes has absolutely destroyed Hanwha in his career. Uh, so yeah, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, until next time.